So today we are going to be visiting a mosque. It's Sunday night, it's actually the Sunday right before Christmas, and we will not be attending a worship services. Those are held on Fridays at 1 p.m., so it's during a time that's a little bit difficult for me personally to attend. So Roll and I found out about this special event that is being held today, and it is a meet and greet. So basically the mosque is going to have its doors open, and we'll be able to meet those who practice the Islamic faith and ask them questions and get to know them, and we'll be able to get a tour of the mosque as well. And they have given us permission to do some filming on the inside, so we've got an exciting episode prepared for you today, and I hope you enjoy it.
Like we said, that cleanliness is part of faith. So before we start prayer, there's a whole method of washing yourself. So there's a whole method of how it's called ablution. So how you wash oneself before even either coming to the mosque or before you say your prayers. So in that, you wash your mouth out, you wash your face, you wash your arms up to your elbows, you wash, your head behind your ears, you go to your feet up to your ankles. So you wash, you try to be as clean as possible. And on Fridays, it was a way of the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, to bathe before coming to the mosque. So, and just to be clean when you're coming, because when you're praying, no distractions, right? You don't want any of that sort to kind of come in between you and your prayers, right? And then there's a call before prayers and that is, be careful, sweetie. That's before every prayer that not the imam, but someone else would say aloud, call. And that's why you have the minaret, actually, is because back in the old days, before we had like microphones and whatnot, people would stand at the top and call out the call to prayer, right? And so once that is done, on Fridays, when you come in for the Friday prayer, everyone would just sit in rows, and then we listen to the sermon. And while you're listening to once the sermon is done, then everyone does their salat. And so there's different positions, and so everyone, again, like I said, stands shoulder to shoulder, and the rows are here so that it's easy for everyone to be in a straight line, right? And what we face towards, because we don't face or pray towards yes, so exactly. So in Mecca we have the first mosque, basically, right? And everyone, yes, it's called the Kaaba, and everyone prays towards that. And it's not because we're worshiping that mosque or that thing, but it's just to unify Muslims, like I said, because it's a universal religion. So everyone in the world prays in one direction.
So Saida and Urukia showed us the rest of the building, and I thought I got it recorded, but when I got home, it turned out that one of the clips wasn't there. So let me just kind of describe to you what the male prayer room looks like. So we saw the female prayer room. The male prayer room is extremely similar. It's quite a bit larger, but kind of the same setup where there's some chairs and carpet. And then another difference too is when you go in there and you look up in the direct middle of the ceiling, there's a dome. And then one other difference was that there was in the front of the room, there was a little bit of an inset and a podium where the imam would give his sermons and give his religious messages. So other than that, they were the same. So we are here with Saida and Rukia, and they are our new friends. And if you guys could share one thing about your faith that you wished people knew, what would that be?
Well, for me, I would say it's the beauty of knowing that this is my direct pathway to God, and if I wanted to share that with someone, I would say that this would be the best way to have that one personal relationship with God.
Mm-hmm. And to me, I would think that one thing I really want people to know is how liberating Islam is, especially for women, and how much the rights of women have skyrocketed after the coming of Islam. And before, we didn't have rights to do, it was just, women were treated like cattle. They were bought and sold before the coming of Islam. With the coming of Islam, you have a right to education, a right to own property, you have a right to divorce even, right? So there's so many rights that have been given to women with the coming of Islam, and it's just, that's one thing I would love people to know is how misunderstood it is sometimes, where when people see a veil or a hijab, they automatically think, oh, poor girl, where it's actually the opposite. While wearing a veil or a hijab, you're forcing another person to look at you for your intellect, for who you are and not what you look like. And so we think that's as liberating as it gets. Is like, we don't have to adhere to, the social norms of what these beauty standards are. You're who you are, and you let that shine instead of what you look like.
Some of my takeaways was just this profound sense of love. As we were sitting down on the floor in the prayer room, we were just asking questions, and the women were sharing experiences. There were probably, how many people were there? Like 5, 6, 7, 8, about 8 of us maybe. And they were just sharing their experiences and sharing a little bit about their faith. And I just felt like a sense of unity and a sense of love. And that was kind of my takeaway. And it kind of goes along with some of the themes that we discussed today about, God is God over all, and that we are all creatures of His, and that we are all united in oneness. And I felt that sense of oneness as I was there. So it was really great. As we were leaving, they gave us this thank you bag. These guys were just so friendly and welcoming. And I want to show you a little bit about what they gave us. So the first gift is the Quran, which I'm super excited to take a look at. It's in Arabic and English here. So we'll be able to do some reading. They also gave us another book, The Life of Their Prophet. It's another great book. And they also gave us just a whole bunch of other resources to connect with them. And oh my gosh, this is so nice. Okay, so they gave us a chocolate bar, and it says love for all, hatred for none. And then I don't want to pronounce it wrong, so it has the name of their mosque here. So fantastic experience. I will probably be in contact with our friends over there. Yeah, there's just so much to learn, so much more to learn, and so much more to see, and so much more to connect with. So it was a fantastic experience. If you ever get the chance to visit a mosque in your community, I would highly encourage it. Definitely left feeling like we have some more friends in the community, and there are just so many similarities. Yes, there are differences, but there are so many similarities as well. And more than that, for me, there are so many connecting pieces kind of on that emotional level, in that emotional space, that we all, I believe, share that divine heritage together. And it was really cool just to feel that and to be there with them.
They invited us to just have a women of Muslim kind of get together. There were about 8 of us there. We just talked. I didn't do much talking. I felt like I was more listening to them, sharing their experience about wearing the hijab. I had such a good time. I really enjoyed just listening to women talk about their experience as Muslim women, and just the sisterhood of it. It felt like a community. It felt like I belonged there. I didn't feel alone.